Plus, it's not as warm as it was yesterday, but it's also not as windy. And we also have some rain chances on the way. There's a lot going on. We're going to break it down coming up.
Spin in a new Lexus, one of this year's most reliable cars. Authorities in southwest Missouri search for two people who robbed a McDonald's at gunpoint last night. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Tanya Buck. Topping our first 7 minutes, an active investigation in Aurora, Missouri. Now, this is a surveillance photo from inside the McDonald's on South Elliott in Aurora. Police say around 10 p.m., two masked subjects entered the store. One brandished a handgun and asked an employee to open the register. The suspects took an undisclosed amount of cash and escaped on foot. No one was hurt during the robbery. If you have any information, please call the Aurora Marionville Police at 417-678-5025. A Jay, Oklahoma man will spend the next 2 decades behind bars for shooting and killing his mother and wounding another family member. Court documents show Christopher Wheely admitted to shooting and killing his mother, Annie Marie Wheely, in March of last year. He also admitted to shooting a second family member 2 times, but that person survived. A judge sentenced Wheely to 24 years in prison. Well, it's another bitter cold day across the 4 states. Chris Warner joins us with a first look at the forecast.
Yeah, it is a lot colder than we were yesterday, upwards of, say, 30, 35 degrees colder than where we were, but we don't have 50-mile-an-hour winds to contend with, so that's definitely a good thing. Our normal high is 53. Yeah, we're not going to be near that. Our normal low is 32. Yeah, we were below that. So let's take a look. Skywatch Storm Tracker, clear across our area, but the system that made it so cold for us and brought us those 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts yesterday moved on off to the southeast. Severe weather outbreak yesterday afternoon across parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Now it's moving down into Florida, not nearly as severe as it was. Here across the area, it's cold. 36 Chanute, 34 in Pittsburgh, 33 Lamar, 37 in Miami, and we're sitting at 36 degrees in Joplin. As you say there, clear skies at least, so it looks warm outside. Feels like 28 though, even with a light breeze, still quite a wind chill. Temperatures today, not doing a lot of warming, but thankfully with some increasing clouds, they're not going to do a lot of cooling as we head into the night. We're looking at a high right about 41 degrees, mostly clear skies. Clouds start to increase as we head into the overnight hours, and that's going to kind of act like a blanket to keep us slightly warmer than what we were last night. And don't forget, you can scan that QR code or go to your favorite app store and just search for KOAM Skywatch Weather. That way you've got the KOAM Skywatch Weather app with you wherever you go. That way if you're not watching the news or if you're out camping, you got the latest forecast and you'll know when it's going to get cold or suddenly warm up or maybe even rain on you. We've got another look at your full forecast plus this roller coaster ride we're about to go on with temperatures here in just a few minutes. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, severe storms wreak havoc across multiple states in the South. Overnight, a ferocious downpour over Starkville, Mississippi. Police and first responders blocked off a rain-soaked street in the eastern part of the state, where county officials say several shoppers were temporarily trapped inside a damaged grocery store. And in Steens, a late-night tornado ripped trees from their roots and left homes in tatters. In Lowndes County, a fire department was not spared there. The storms tore its roof off. The tornado, just one of many reported and part of a dangerous system that whipped up continuous heavy winds. President Biden is facing backlash from some progressive allies for his efforts to avoid a national rail strike. Rail workers are threatening to walk off the job, asking for increased pay and paid time off. But President Biden is asking Congress to intervene to stop the strike in order to protect the economy during the busy holiday shipping. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the House would vote today to adopt a tentative agreement that the administration brokered back in September. Well, the Prince and Princess of Wales are headed to Boston for their first U.S. visit since 2014. William and Kate are focusing on their environmental work and climate issues with a packed itinerary culminating with the Earthshot Prize winner's announcement ceremony on Friday. The royal couple's trip follows the death of Queen Elizabeth II, with work ahead to define and brand the modern monarchy. Well, scientists are sounding the alarm about the Great Barrier Reef and recommending it be placed on a list of World Heritage Sites in danger. CBS's Tina Kraus reports.
It's one of the natural wonders of the world. Stretching for 1,400 miles, the Great Barrier Reef is home to countless plants and animals. Now some scientists want it added to the list of endangered World Heritage Sites.
I think it is welcome in many ways because it's what we all know. Climate change is the number one threat to the reef.
A new United Nations-backed report details how pollution combined with warmer waters and devastating storms are ravaging the coral. Experts say even though efforts to protect the reef have ramped up recently, without ambitious climate action, it remains at serious risk.
Unless we can get emissions under control, we don't have much hope for the reef ecosystem.
But Australian officials say saving the coral needs a global solution.
There is no need to single out the Great Barrier Reef in Australia because there is no government taking the risks to coral reefs more seriously than the Australian government.
The world's largest coral reef system attracts millions of people to Australia every year, propping up its multi-billion-dollar tourism industry. Some climate scientists worry labeling the reef as endangered could cause it to lose its luster.
Pushing our governments to make changes is much more feasible and a possibility if people feel like there's something to fight for.
And experts say the reef is resilient with the power to rebuild and regenerate if just given a chance. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
United Nations officials say they'll listen to feedback from Australian leaders before making any official recommendation to add the Great Barrier Reef to the endangered list. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM. Ford reveals its list of most reliable cars. We'll tell you why hybrids are making the grade. And later we're making a halftime bacon cheese dip in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, Consumer Reports is out with this year's most reliable vehicles. Naomi Ruckham shows us which brands made the cut.
Well, it's quiet, that's for sure.
It's definitely quiet.
Automotive engineer Alex Nizak took us for a spin at the Consumer Reports test track in a Lexus, one of this year's most reliable brands. 4 out of the 5 top companies are based in Asia, with Toyota taking the #1 spot. Hybrids scored high, including the Toyota Corolla Hybrid, which is the most reliable vehicle overall. The Lexus NX was rated the top hybrid SUV. What makes it such a great car?
Toyota and Lexus have just been doing hybrids for so long now that they've got the technology really fleshed out.
If you're going with an SUV or a sedan, go with a hybrid right now, just because they're so much more dependable.
Deputy auto editor John Lincove says hybrids are more reliable than plug-in electric vehicles because many EVs are new.
They have growing pains. It's new technology, it's constantly being refined, it's a new build process because they're all almost brand new models. They're using new suppliers.
Large pickup trucks also hit some speed bumps. Less than half of the models landed an average rating or better.
They have had paint trim problems. They also do have some of the electric issues that many cars have, infotainment systems, window regulators, things like that.
Lincove says people shopping for a new car should do their research to find a reliable vehicle that also fits their needs. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, Colchester, Connecticut.
Mercedes-Benz came in last place on the reliability list after owners reported problems with the electronic infotainment screens. Still to come on Mr. Food.
Chips and dip are okay, but if you really want to take game day munchies to a whole new level, you got to stick around to see what we're whipping up today.
Cold and calm for us today, but we've got a roller coaster ride ahead of us. Tell you what that means coming up. Looking at the Skywatch Storm Tracker, nothing out there because it's clear and it's calmer than it was yesterday, but it is quite a bit colder. The system, though, that did that to us is now diving across the southeast. You can see there's one severe thunderstorm warning with it near Jacksonville, but that's nothing compared to what this system did yesterday. 35 some odd tornado reports yesterday from Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and there's fresh ones now in South Georgia from this system as it rolled on through. In fact, The first tornado watch issued for this region yesterday was a PDS watch, which means particularly dangerous situation. And as we showed you earlier, there was damage from these storms out there. So we kind of lucked out on that end. We got windy and we got cold, but that was as bad as we saw, thankfully. 36 in Rangeline, MoDOT camera there. Lots of cars on the road. It is the lunch hour and there's plenty of places to eat out there. 7th in Rangeline, same situation, plenty of cars on the road, but the good news is they're dry, skies are clear, and the wind will not blow your car off of the road. 36 in Joplin right now, a light north-northwest breeze at 10, making it feel like it is 28 degrees, and it's still pretty cold across the region. 36 Chanute, 33 Iola, 34 in Nevada, 34 Carthage, 35 Neosho, a little bit warmer, Miami, 37, Veneta sitting at 39, so we're getting there, and that's where we're heading. We're looking for a high of 41 degrees today under those mostly clear skies. So again, it's going to look warm if maybe you're inside watching the World Cup or you're just inside because you don't need to be outside. It looks nice out there. As we go into tonight, though, clouds will begin to increase across the area, and that'll kind of act as a blanket for us and trap some of the warmth we get in here, and we'll only drop back down to 30, so not nearly as cold as we saw. Now, I haven't shown you the roller coaster yet, and you're looking at this weekend forecast compared to today, and you're going, I don't see a roller coaster. There's a roller coaster, trust me. 42 Saturday, 48 Sunday, rain chances begin to increase Sunday afternoon. Here's the future track. So it does want to try and show some kind of shower activity Friday. I think for the most part on Friday, we're going to be dry. We'll start to see the clouds build in Saturday. By the time we go into Sunday, we see some shower activity. We get a little bit of a break, and as we head into Monday morning and afternoon, we see more shower activity across the area. So now, are you ready for the roller coaster? Are you buckled in? Because here it comes. 49 tomorrow, up to 60 on Friday, 42 by Saturday, 48 on Sunday. We're back up to 66 by Monday with the rain chances. And then Tuesday, we fall back down to 43. And then we come back up to 63 on Wednesday with more rain chances before we fall right back down again and temperatures get back into the 30s. In fact, we'll be lucky if we make it out of the 30s by the end of next week. So there's the roller coaster I'm telling you about. And you saw what our normal high is for today, about 53. Normal highs are supposed to be in the lower 50s. We're not going to be near that. We're either going to be below it or well above it.
Yeah, we're either in the 40s or the 60s, and
I
I don't even want to look at those 30s. Yeah.
It's really a roller coaster. You go up, and then we come down, and then we go up again, and we come down, then we go back up, and then we're going to come back down again. So you may get a little nauseated with these temperatures over the next few days.
It's the four-state theme park.
It absolutely is. Better than going to Worlds of Fun. Way better than Six Flags.
Yeah.
And it's right in our backyard.
There you go. All right, thanks, Chris. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Sergeant Richard Sunday in the U.S. Army. The La Russell, Missouri native joined the 75th 290th Regiment Company E Infantry Division in 1944. During World War II, Sergeant Sunday earned the Combat Infantry Badge and 3 major battle stars. To Army Sergeant Richard Sunday, we thank you, our four-state hero. If you want to be a winner in the kitchen on game day, this is the recipe to try. Howard shows us how to make halftime bacon cheese dip in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
Right now and through the beginning of the year, there is no shortage of football to watch. Whether you're hosting a few friends at home or you're looking for just the right thing to take to your neighbors, I've got a tasty idea. The first thing we do is cut the top third off an oval Italian or sourdough bread. Then, with a knife, hollow out the inside, leaving about 1 inch all around so the bread holds its shape. As for the top piece and the inside that we removed, just cut it into 1-inch chunks. After setting that aside, we mix together some cream cheese, sour cream, a bunch of shredded Swiss and cheddar cheese, and finally, cube mozzarella to make this ooey gooey delicious. Okay, now to take this over the top, we add in some crumbled bacon, a few sliced scallions, a spoonful of mustard, a shake or two of Worcestershire sauce, a splash of beer, and a little garlic powder. After spooning the mixture in our bread, we loosely wrap it in foil and place it in the oven until it's warmed through. Come halftime, serve it piping hot with the cut up bread and a few veggies, then dig in. This dip is extra cheesy and packed with flavor. And as for the cleanup, well, there is none. To get the winning game day recipe for our halftime bacon cheese dip, just go online. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a high-scoring way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com.
We've got a bit of a roller coaster in terms of our temperatures over the next few days, and we've got some rain chances building in by Sunday and Monday before we really start to cool down again. In fact, by the end of next week, we'll be lucky if we get out of the 30s.
It's going to be cold, and
Yes,
then a
indeed.
little warm, and then cold again. We like our theme park here in the 4 states.
That is the roller coaster, you bet.
What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, a lot at 5. For starters, new research shows deaths related to drugs and alcohol are on the rise among Americans over the age of 65. We're going to look at what's behind the increase. Plus, Oklahoma lawmakers could soon decide whether to lower the age limit to purchase and carry a gun, lower it from 21 to 18. And we're going to take you to a dedication of a memorial with the names of those lost in the 2011 tornado. The memorial is at the new Cornell complex. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you, Dow. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.